In a small, quirky town called Bumblewood, there lived a peculiar inventor named Professor Blunder. He wasn't just any inventor. He was known for creating the most absurd and downright useless inventions. His latest masterpiece? A machine that turned socks into hats. One rainy afternoon, while rummaging through an old junk shop, the professor stumbled upon an antique tea kettle. It was covered in dust, but something about its golden spout and mysterious engravings caught his attention. Ah, a tea kettle. Perfect for my next invention, the self-refilling tea maker, he exclaimed, completely missing the fact that the shopkeeper was giving him a very worried look. The shopkeeper hesitated before saying, "That's no ordinary tea kettle, sir. It's, well, cursed." Professor Blunder waved his hand dismissively. "Pfft, curses, schmerses, it's just superstition." And with that, he bought the kettle and headed home. Back in his cluttered workshop, Professor Blunder set the kettle on his workbench. As he polished it, the kettle began to shake. Suddenly, a cloud of glittery smoke erupted from the spout, and out popped a tiny, grumpy genie. The genie had a mustache that curled at the ends and wore a tattered suit that looked like it was last fashionable a century ago. "What is the meaning of this?" the genie huffed. "Do you know how long I've been stuck in that kettle?" Blunder blinked. I didn't know tea kettles came with genies. Are you here to make tea?" The genie groaned. "I am not here to make tea. I'm here to grant you 3 wishes. But let me warn you, my magic, well, let's just say it's a bit unpredictable." "Unpredictable? Sounds fun," Blunder said with a grin. "All right, let's start. For my first wish, I want to be the smartest inventor in the world." The genie snapped his fingers, and a sparkly light surrounded Blunder. When the light faded, the professor found himself holding a blueprint for a universal everything machine. Excited, he turned it on, only for the machine to start spitting out random objects. A rubber chicken, a pair of clown shoes, a cactus wearing sunglasses, and, inexplicably, a live goat. "This doesn't seem very smart," Blunder muttered as the goat started chewing on his blueprint. The genie shrugged. "I told you, unpredictable." Frustrated but determined, Blunder made his second wish. "Fine. For my second wish, I want to be rich." With another snap, piles of gold coins rained down from the ceiling. Blunder was ecstatic until the coins kept coming. Soon, his workshop was filled to the brim, and he was barely able to breathe under the mountain of gold. "Genie, stop it," he shouted. After digging himself out of the gold, Blunder glared at the genie. "This is a disaster." Blunder thought carefully about his last wish. "All right, genie. For my final wish, I want to fix everything and make people laugh. That's all I want." The genie's eyes twinkled. "Now that's a wish I can get behind." He snapped his fingers one last time. Suddenly, the workshop transformed into a colourful stage with curtains and spotlights. Blunder found himself dressed in a ridiculous clown costume, complete with oversized shoes and a red nose. The goat was now his co-host, wearing a tiny top hat. Outside the workshop, the townsfolk of Bumblewood had gathered, curious about the commotion. Blunder, embracing his new role, began performing absurd tricks and telling silly jokes. The crowd roared with laughter, and even the grumpy genie couldn't help but chuckle. From that day on, Professor Blunder became the town's most beloved entertainer. His inventions might have been a disaster, but his sense of humor and ability to bring joy to others made him a true genius in his own way. As for the genie, he decided to stick around, sipping tea and occasionally causing harmless chaos. And the tea kettle? It became Bumblewood's most prized artifact, always reminding everyone of the time Professor Blunder turned a curse into a blessing.